सभी सम्माननीय निर्वाचित, नवनिर्वाचित, पुनर्निर्वाचित सदस्य, सबको मेरे ओर से शुभकामनाएं। लीडर ऑफ द हाउस श्री तवरचंद गहलोत जी, लीडर ऑफ द अपोजिशन श्री गुलाम नबी आज़ाद जी, मिनिस्टर फॉर पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स श्री प्रहलाद जोशी जी, मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट फॉर पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स श्री अर्जुन राम मेघवाल जी, and Minister of State Sri V. Muralidharan ji, honorable members, I extend my hearty felicitations to all of you on your election to this august institution and welcome you all for this solemn occasion of making oath or affirmation. Through your term as member of the Rajya Sabha has commenced from the date of notification of your election by the Ministry of Law and Justice as per the provisions of the Constitution. You cannot participate in the meetings of the parliamentary committees and proceedings of the House without making oath or affirmation. I have thought of enabling you, all of you, to make oath or affirmation much earlier. But as you are all aware, we have been passing through difficult times due to coronavirus outbreak and the attendant restrictions on travel and the requirement of physical distancing, etc. Quite a few of the newly elected members have expressed concern over traveling long distance for oath taking, even though restrictions on domestic travel were lifted in May and trail travel was also allowed to a certain extent. For the same reasons, meetings of the parliamentary committees also could not take place till the end of June, and the committees have started meeting in the recent past. Accordingly, today's oath taking has been organized to enable the newly elected members to participate in the committee's meetings, which are underway at once, and in the monsoon session which is to follow. I hope to nominate all of you in different committees in a day or two, as per the choice given by you and also by your parties. The regular binary elections and the bypolls to the 61 vacancies in the House from 20 states have resulted in the return and election of some experienced parliamentarians and a good number of first-timers to Rajya Sabha. 12 sitting members of the Rajya Sabha have been re-elected, including Sri Sharad Pawar ji, Sri Digvijay Singh, Sri Bhuvanesh Kalita, Sri Premchand Gupta, Sri Harivansh ji, Sri Ramdas Atwale ji, and Sri Biswajit Damaria, who have taken oath today. 49 members have been elected for the first time to Rajya Sabha. Some of them, Sri Mallikarjuna Kharge, Sri M. Thambidurai, Sri Jyotiraditya Scindia, and Sri K.C. Venugopal, have vast legislative experience, being members of the either state legislature or parliament. For the benefit of large number of first-timers among you without any parliamentary experience, I would like to share with you that the Rajya Sabha in May this year has completed 68 years of distinguished journey towards building a new India by playing a constructive role in lawmaking by the Parliament. This House has certain unique features and functions, and important of them being the voice of the states in our federal framework of governance. Except in the case of money bills, both the House of Parliament have equal powers. Rajya Sabha have the right and responsibility of differing with the legislative proposals passed by the Lok Sabha, if required. But the record proves that this august House has been performing its responsibility. The first time members need to know the history and contributions of this House and sincerely endeavor to enhance its stature in the eyes of the public. The best way to do so is to adhere to the etiquette and norms of conduct both within and outside the House. I suggest to you, honorable members, to please closely watch how the seniors make use of various procedural instruments available to raise various issues in the House. Further, to understand the parliamentary practices and nuances, I suggest to you to find time to read some standard books like Practice and Procedure of Parliament by Kaul and Shraddha, further updated from time to time by experts like Sri Subhash Kashyap, Vigyan Agnihotri and others, Rajya Sabha at Work and handbook for the members. They are all very much available in the library. In addition, you need to master the rules of procedure and conduct of business in the Council of States, that is Rajya Sabha. Make good use of the parliamentary library to update your knowledge about our freedom struggle in the making of our constitution, debates in the Constitutional Assembly, functioning of the parliamentary institutions, and the issues concerning making of a new India. You have been chosen as the lawmakers of the nation. While doing so, you should ensure that your conduct in the House is in conformity with the rules and procedure of this House, and your conduct outside is in line with ethic norms. Don't fall prey to the temptation of disrupting the proceedings of the House for short-term gains, and instead be conscious of your noble responsibility towards enhancing the standing of the apex legislature in public esteem. Ensuring rule of law is the spirit of our law of the land. It shall begin with your compliance with the rules and procedure of this House. One talisman that I would like to suggest to you is, when the House is in session, at the end of each sitting and before you take to sleep, just ask one question to yourself, that being, if you have furthered the cause of this institution or acted to the contrary. When the House is not in session, at the end of the day, ask yourself if you have acted as per the norms of the right conduct expected of a member of the Parliament. Answer to these simple questions would guide you on the right path. Time will prove that time well spent is life well lived. While the House is in session, be in the House. And be with the people during the intersession period. This is my simple advice to all of you. An orientation program will soon be organized for the benefit of the new members. So नवनिर्वाचित सदस्यों के लिए एक प्रशिक्षण भी हम लोग सेक्रेटेरिएट ऑर्गेनाइज करने वाले हैं. कृपया उसमें भी भाग लीजिए. I call upon the senior members of this House to do necessary hand-holding of the first-time parliamentarians and groom them in the right way. Before I conclude, I once again compliment all of you for making it to this august institution and wish you all success in your endeavor of rising to the expectations of those who elected you in the hope of fulfilling their expectations and in the cause of the nation building. Honorable members, you all know we are going through difficult times. Governments at the center, governments in the state, and elected members of the parliament of both the houses, and also the administrators, they are all trying to do their best. The doctors, the other medical staff, the nursing staff, paramedical staff, the police, and also the journalists, they are all performing their duties. That's why we call them as the frontline warriors. But we, that means you, who are the elected representatives of the people, you have a greater responsibility to set standards and conduct yourself in such a manner so as to inspire the others to follow the suit. So be available to the people in your respective areas and keep in touch with what is happening in the country, be it the government or the experts who are giving advice from time to time, and try to see that they reach the common people of the country for the betterment of it. I am confident India, we people of India, will be able to get over this at the earliest, and we will be able to have normal, regular functioning of our house as well as of our lives also. All the best. Thank you very much. I request every one of you to please go back to your respective places without trying to meet or greet come closer to anybody. That's only my advice. That's